My name is Arun Bangura. I'm a student at the African Leadership University. In 2020, I got a scholarship to study at the African Leadership University because of my work in promoting community conservation and community development. I've been working on promoting climate resilience. So when I actually got admitted at African Leadership University, my mission was to address the climate change impact through the use of nature-based solution. So my history and background are from a community that depends on agriculture, farming to be specific, and we have been ravaged by the impact of climate change. And with this, I've seen over the years where my communities and communities surrounding my communities have been in the aspect of using chemical based fertilizer, and also the aspect of focusing on farming that are not sustainable for our environment. So this accounts for our farming purposes that has a negative impact on our environment. With this in mind, and also when I am here at the African Leadership University, I was interested and more focused in providing a solution that address the need and eradicates the need for chemical based fertilizer. And this prompted me to establish the company called Banks Circular. Bank Circular is a startup that actually focusing on converting food waste and post-harvest lots into organic biofertilizer and protein that enhances crop productivities for most farmers in Sierra Leone. We are trying to promote a greener, safer, and healthier environment. From our vision, we aim to promote an optimal utilization of biofertilizer among farmers in Sierra Leone, specifically in Makeni. This is because towards we want to promote the aspect of organic based farming practices among farmers that increases crop productivity. Thank you very much for joining me today. We will be discussing a problem that many of you are likely to encounter in your farming practices: the need for an effective fertilizer. Traditional fertilizer can be expensive, harmful to our environment. They also have limited impact on improving crop health and, in the long run, improving crop yield. The main target audience is farmer. We are here to offer a solution of biofertilizer to farmer, our target audience, and we want to improve their soil health and also increase crop yield whilst minimizing environmental impact that most farmer contributes in our ecosystem. We are offering a product of biofertilizer that is made from a natural ingredients containing beneficial from microorganisms from food waste, post-harvest loss. This promotes a plant growth. So the microorganism within the biofertilizer help break down the nutrients into the soil and make them more available to plants that foster the growth. This fertilizer actually results in a healthier plant growth that accounts for higher yield and better soil health over a period of time. So for this, we have the value proposition that actually accounts for a product that is faster in terms of helping crop growth, promote greener, healthier, and safer soil, in terms of helping our ecosystem against chemical-based instruments that affect the soil in the long run. So one might ask the overall environmental impacts of the solution or the impact of the solution. The solution have been tested, and the use of biofertilizer in various plants and crops accounts for a significant yield and improvement in soil health, and these have been tested in terms of helping in the faster growth of crops and also the faster growth of crop yield in boosting the crop productivity. One might ask why we should actually invest in this product. We've tested the biofertilizer in various crop, and we've seen that the solution is effective more than the traditional fertilizer that actually encompasses of the sodium, the phosphorus, the nitrogen. It contains more of the carbon dioxide that helps it to be sustainable and help farmers to reduce their environmental impact, because most farmers have this instinct of the demand for land, and this fertilizer helps the problem with regards to more demand for land in terms of farmers seeing value in their land. And the basic innovation within this solution is that the solution have an innovation of utilizing an insect-based biodigester in terms of producing it. So we are not only producing a biofertilizer, but at the end of the day, we are also producing biogas. That's in terms of like promoting sustainable clean cooking energy. For the biofertilizer, it's an effective and sustainable and affordable natural fertilizer because the biofertilizer solve the challenges that most farmers face, and we want to improve the soil health and the crop yield and for most farmers while also maintaining the environmental impacts. So from the aspects of the competitors, I've looked at various competitors and I've seen that most of my competitors from my research are more focused on importing fertilizer rather than producing their own fertilizer through utilizing whatever means we have. So because when I looked at the existing gap between them and Bank Circular as a company, we are producing, they are not producing, and they basically have a larger market than us because they have been existing for over 10 to 15 years. And this reason I want to offer a solution that will create a job for most youth within my community, and also try to like utilize food waste and reducing food waste myth in my community. So with this, we have a two waste management company in terms of like recycling the biofertilizer, and we are not only utilizing the solution that will offer a smart waste management and also a system of an effective fertilizer, but also one that will address most challenges that most farmers face. The aspect of finance has become a more challenging aspect because of the competition that range in the fertilizer market and the aspect of startup. Because as a startup, we were more fortunate to benefit from the circular economy fund at ALU, and with this we have been able to like register the company, do some few prototype. So at this moment, the project needs funding for the project to scale up, and because we plan to like pitch in other events and target other big investors. So for potential investors that want to invest, the money we want to start operation of Bank Circular towards its scalability. And if we receive the fund will be allocated into different areas such as purchasing assets such as land, because we want to establish a computering and also construct smaller facilities that account for packaging, storing of the fertilizer, also allocating waste collection points for hotels and restaurants that are into stakeholders of giving out food waste. With this, we are also into the aspects of installing other electronic for safety gears and tools of operation, and also the aspects of like clearing logistics machinery setup. And we also want to like increase our social media presence through establishing websites. So our commercialization services to the general public and other utility bills that we might be along the way. That's why we need $100,000 that will be able to start a proper operation of Bank Circular. Bank Circular is a profit organization, it's a profit company that targets smallholder farmers. So we'll be creating biofertilizer schemes where smallholder farmers will pay in kind, such as their commodity, at the end of every harvest season for us to give them continuous supply of the fertilizer. We will increase revenue through by selling biofertilizer that will also maintain a steady cash flow for the company. For our current financial position, we don't have much, we are a startup, but by the next 6 months of operation, we will be able to raise more than $10,000 in sales of biofertilizer. By the next 1 year of operation, we will be able to like raise more than $50,000 and able to expand into other countries in Africa, in terms of them also benefiting in the selling and buying of biofertilizer for them to minimize the use of chemical fertilizer among their farmers. Bank Circular anticipates in terms of like expanding to other countries in West Africa within the next 2 years of operation. So as I said earlier, Bank Circular as a company, we've been able to register and have our own registering certificate through the help of the Circular Economy Fund at ALU for startup. We have a team of advisors, agricultural extension officers that are advising in terms of like how we should target farmers and what we should actually look into when doing our biofertilizer, because it's liquid based. So our main stakeholders that are involved, we have the agricultural ministry, we have farmers, we have commercialized farmers, companies. So with this all, I would like to crown it up with our action plan. So our action plan is to actually start the scalability of our production in the next 3 months, targeting a bigger market in terms of giving our product to different region, and we plan to expand our markets in the next year, starting working with distributors to reach more farmers. Okay, with this, we have a goal in mind to become a leading provider of natural fertilizer within the agricultural industry. Thank you very much for your attention. We look forward working with you, and we won't disappoint you when we invest. Bank Circular, the leading provider of natural fertilizer in Sierra Leone. Thank you.